This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Mike Murphy.
Thanks, Charlie. Yes, I am Mike Murphy, host of the Good Neighbor Podcast. We're a podcast dedicated to helping the residents of Northern Kentucky get to know business owners and influencers in the community as people and not just logos that they might see on a business card or on a website or on the side of a building or truck. So we have with us today Amy Gillispie, and Amy is the owner of Building Brilliant Minds. And it's an educational business that I'm just now coming to understand. And so she's going to explain it to me along with you. So that being said, Amy, welcome to the show and tell us about Building Brilliant Minds.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Building Brilliant Minds was created in 2009. It was my undergraduate degree is in architecture from The Ohio State University. Sorry to those MI fans. Anyway,
Go Blue.
no. Um, anyway, I graduated with a degree in architecture and wanted to continue doing that. So while we were homeschooling our children, I decided to create a business teaching courses in architecture. So I started teaching Introduction to Architecture in 2009, a little bit in person. Then it kind of transformed to online consistently. After that, I added advanced architecture courses as well as courses in the arts. And I also teach piano. Everything in my undergrad was kind of art and music focused. And so it just seemed like the natural connection. So yeah, I've created a lot of courses since then. And we offer them to homeschool kids, usually from the ages of 7 to seniors. They usually run by semester, but students may take them at their own pace. And otherwise they're through Zoom, like August to May. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I don't.
So the architecture part of it. Um, so if I understand properly, you got a degree in architecture?
Yes, from
Okay.
Ohio State.
So that's very much, artistic in and of itself. There's engineering behind it, but there's art behind it too. So then undergrad was all art related stuff, correct?
Right. And so the Introduction to Architecture course is really a sophomore year of undergraduate architecture, just kind of put at the junior high or high school level. So we do a little bit of history, we do a little bit of sketching, and then they do a design project. And that gets them started. That's a prerequisite for all the advanced architecture courses.
Okay.
There is one beginning architecture is kind of all hands-on for the 7 to 12-year-olds. It's not connected. It's not totally connected to the other courses.
So how did you come to start this? Like obviously there's passion there, but just in terms of, what was the aha moment? Here's what I should do, ... What brought you to actually starting it?
Well, we homeschooled our 9 kids from birth through graduation. And at the time they were younger, so I needed projects for them to do to keep them busy. So I decided that I didn't want to give up architecture. So I, turned it into a course for them initially, and then we invited friends, and then we had co-ops, and then it turned into like an online business. So um, through that, I've been able to teach kids from around the world for almost 16 years now. Um, yeah, and it gave them something to. I just in the homeschool world, having a project tends to be a motivator. So providing that for students has been a real blessing, and for my kids.
So it started kind of with your kids, but you can help kids all around the world, correct?
Yes.
So in terms of being specific to that point, like how far away do you have students that you're working with?
I tend to get a lot of there tends to be a big homeschool world in New Zealand and Australia. So from that area, from the states, Alaska, I've had a few European students, one student from Hong Kong who was really awesome. And a lot of these students end up going on to major in architecture or something related as they get older. So it's been fun to watch them through the years, especially the student from Hong Kong's now, I think, a Berkeley graduate. Pretty cool.
How do students come to find you?
There's through the website is Building Brilliant Minds online. I also have links with the old Schoolhouse magazine. The beginning class can be found at their website as well. And I've written a few articles for the old Schoolhouse magazine. So, I mean, there's
Okay.
a bit of advertising out there.
All right. So anybody here locally that's just now finding out about you, well, first of all, what does locally mean? Where do you live, if you don't mind me asking?
We're in Northern Kentucky in Florence and Oak Brook area.
Okay. All right. I'm here in Union, so we're neighbors,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll get to shake hands one day. But for now, we're online together, and that's kind of how your business is based. So if somebody wants to interface with you and just kind of learn more and maybe become a client, a student, um, what does that look like?
Um, on the website, all the courses are listed, so they can like choose the courses. My email is also there. It's hsarchitecture@icloud.com. They can contact me that way and ask questions about it. There's a lot of information on the website that they'll be able to connect with and figure out what fits their schedule or what
Okay.
works best for them. I
So
will.
go ahead.
So this semester, besides architecture, I also am an avid photographer. So we have introduction to photography, the advanced architecture classes, and then I completed a master's of art education in August of 2024. So I do a lot of art integrated courses. And some of the fun ones for this coming semester are Marvel movies and art. We did it a few years ago, where they get to watch a Marvel movie each week and then respond artistically. There's also the Lord of the Rings and Narnia and art. Those are fun courses for students to take. They share their work online with each other, and they get experience explaining their connection to the material that they're using. So those are fun. Those are on Wednesdays. And I also have, I use the Simply Music method for teaching piano, and I can't say enough about it. It helps students go from not playing at all to playing really well within weeks. And
Wow.
so I also have, private piano lessons that I typically do online. I haven't done any in person here since we moved to Kentucky, but online's kind of a flow, so it kind of works really well.
So nothing dull, dry, or boring. It sounds like everything is fun.
Everything's fun.
You
Yeah,
make it fun, at least.
for sure.
Um, so you just mentioned, since you've been in Kentucky, where did you come from?
Well, I came from Columbus, Ohio, and
I figured. Yep.
then we lived in Florence for a while. Then we moved to Virginia for about Northern Virginia for about 16, 17 years, and now we are moved back to Kentucky in 2020. So we're kind of not all of us though. Some of the adult children are on their own now, but they're young adults now doing their thing. So it's awesome.
Okay. So how many are at home still?
We have four daughters here, and one that lives close by.
Yeah. Okay. I
Uh,
understand. But there's a lot of activity in the house. There has to be.
yeah,
So when
there's.
you're interfacing with students online, are there courses that have been put in place and it's um, just kind of like a push and play sort of thing, or is there live stuff happening real time with you that you're teaching or maybe somebody else is?
Um, all of the courses are offered through Zoom, so everything can be live.
Mhm.
And most often than not, I teach live on Monday and Wednesdays. I also am still homeschooling our youngest daughter, who is 13, and everyone else has graduated. So
Okay.
um, they're running in and out of the house, but I have my own private office, so it works well. It's quiet here.
So is this business tied specifically, or I would say exclusively, to homeschooled kids?
More often than not, it's homeschooled children that take the courses. If there's a student who's really into architecture at a public school and they want to go through their guidance counselor to be able to take the course independently, they're absolutely welcome. I've had a few students do that. But the homeschool world's pretty big. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's mostly just advertised in the homeschool realm.
Okay. Can adults take courses if they want to?
Adults can take piano.
Okay.
I'm not I can't put them, just age requirements. You can't put them in with the kids for
Okay.
architecture, but they can take piano.
Okay. Well, see, I'm just learning right along with everybody else.
It's all right.
I've got all the questions. So, the method that you mentioned earlier, now I'm a little curious about the piano thing.
Mhm.
That method that you mentioned earlier, you can kind of quickly go from novice, beginner to actually playing something more than recognizable in a short period of time. Uh, what is that method called again?
So when I was trying to figure out I played piano for forever and was trying to teach my children how to play. So I found this method called the Simply Music method. It's through Simply Music, and they have it's based on patterns and shapes, and so it fits into the architecture world perfectly. And you use patterns and shapes to start playing the music, and then they really build the repertoire with the blues and the classical and the accompaniment and give you tools to be able to play quickly. And it works really well. It's amazing.
Wow. I was one of those kids where, I had long fingers and everybody said, you need to play piano. Well, yeah, easier said than done. So
Yeah. Well,
I,
with this method, you don't have to like read the music until you're probably a couple years into it. You're playing a lot of things. We teach you how to do it. I guess by heart per se, but with the shapes and patterns. And yeah, so it doesn't get you're only working one part of your brain at a time. It's not like you're trying to read music and play and count and all that at the same time.
okay, that's very interesting. I'm sure that's got a lot of attention, or will have a lot of attention when this podcast comes out.
Yeah, well,
Um,
kudos to Neil. He's the methods from Australia, and I can't say enough about it. So,
okay. So you've moved around a bit, as we talked about earlier. What necessitated those moves?
basically, my husband's work, going
Okay.
back and forth. Yeah.
Do you mind sharing what he does, or is he in the CIA and that's top secret?
No, he's not in the CIA. He is an attorney, so he's not in the
Okay.
CIA. He's an attorney. He's also an Orthodox priest, so he's got a
Okay.
mission church here in the area. Um, and yeah, he's
Well, very nice.
certainly done a fantastic job taking care of all of us.
When you as a family go out in the community and have fun, what do you guys like to do?
Um, as a big group, walking through Costco is hilarious because we get a lot of looks. I
Yeah.
almost pay my kids now to do that with me, just for the fun of it. But no, some of us are avid skiers. We like to travel. We hang out in Florida with each other every now and then. But mostly, the best thing to do is sit around and watch an Ohio State football game.
Yeah, that's a running thing that's just going to keep coming up over and over and
It
over.
really is.
Well, yeah, something tells me you and I'll be texting each other in November.
Yes, finally, we need a win, right?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, well, no, it's a lot more fun, the rivalry is nowadays, for at least me. There for a while, you guys had the upper hand for way too long. So yeah, college football is one of my first loves, and so I'll always just wait for the fall, the falling
Yeah.
leaves, the smell of cider and all that stuff, and the smell of Michigan beating Ohio State.
Mm. Oh,
So
nice.
one thing that I wanted to just kind of touch on is, uh, if there's somebody that's kind of in the public school system and they're listening to this and they want to take courses, are they able to?
Um, they can. They would just have to work with their guidance counselors to get credit and to be able to, take that, I guess, during like a study hall during the day.
Okay.
Or they could take it at their own pace. And then they would, if they took it at their own pace, they wouldn't have to interrupt their school day per se.
Okay. Yeah, because this this whole concept is new to me, so forgive my ignorance, but that's why we have these interviews to make everybody smarter, including myself.
There you go.
All right. Um, so you've got this other business that's kind of related, but it's its own entity, right? Called Chromatic Compositions. What's that all about?
Chromatic compositions was created while I was completing my master's. Um, I was working with connecting art to music. So basically, what I do is if you give me a piece of music, for instance, for a lease, let's say, I'll paint it literally using color theory, and you'll see each one of the notes painted colorfully. And then I tend to can overlay it with neurographic lines, which if it's a commissioned piece, you can draw your own neurographic lines, and I will use them and intertwine them into the music. So I've been doing that for about a year and a half now, and it's been really fun. I also do photography and some digital art, but so I have a website for that now too, and it's allowed me to kind of make that full circle between being, architect and then homeschooling mom and kind of focusing on the education, and now kind of bringing it back a little bit to being able to do some artwork.
Yeah. No, you sound not only very intelligent, you sound very creative too. So I can understand why you blend all that together. If somebody wants to, well, first of all, let me just say that what you just described kind of blows my mind. So I'm thinking, all right, I need to see visuals. I need to see what she's talking about. So if I go to the Chromatic Compositions website, I can kind of better understand it. Is that correct?
Yes, and if you go to chromatic underscore compositions on Instagram, there's a lot of artwork posted there as well.
Okay. So while we're talking about that, just the two websites in general, or at least let me just say, what's the best way to reach you regardless? How do you prefer people reach out to you to learn more?
The easiest thing is to email me directly. Um, and that's HS as in homeschool architecture at icloud.com.
hsarchitecture@icloud.com.
Yes.
Okay. But if they want to go to the websites, I mean, is can they go to the web? Can anybody go to the website and just learn more, or is it specifically for only students that have been pre-qualified and are part of the program?
No,
Is the
both
website
websites are complete business websites. You can
okay?
go there and learn everything.
Okay. So while we have you here, um, please one more time, give me the website for the Building Brilliant Minds.
Okay, so it's www.buildingbrilliantmindsonline.com.
Okay. And then for the chromatic composition, is it chromatic_composition.com?
No, it's just chromatic, and then you repeat the C. So chromatic and then the word compositions.com.
Okay. All right. Very good. And then is there a phone number if somebody had a quick question they wanted to reach out, or would you prefer email because your life is just too hectic to be picking up the phone every 10 minutes?
It's easier if you text. I'd prefer
Okay.
text. So
I'm a tech
that's
guy too. Yep. I get it.
703-229-3780.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, if you text first, you're more likely to get me because there's just a lot of
Yeah.
scam calls out there.
Yeah. I mean, I get them all the time myself. So yeah, I'm a text guy. I like to kind of, I don't know, that's just the way my brain works. So I get it. Before we wrap up this episode, and it's gone fast, I mean, it always does. It's been, 20 minutes. Is there anything else that you would like people to know that we have not talked about?
I might just say that in the world of homeschooling, it's definitely changed from 1998 when we started to now, and kind of the rumor that um, their students are not socialized enough. There's so many more things that they could do that they would have time for. We have to kind of, as I've gotten to the high school kids, we've had to kind of like step back and force them to kind of focus on schooling and not so much on the many opportunities that are out there for them to be doing throughout the week with that are educational but not necessarily school related. And I'd also kind of highly promote the dual credit program here in northern Kentucky and in Ohio, um, and um, encourage moms and dads of teenagers to kind of look into that, because it's been incredibly helpful for my kids.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's great to know. There are, I'm sure, plenty of people out there that are leaning into this, with their ears turned up and just kind of thinking, all right, this is something I need to know more about. So thanks for
Yes.
spending time with us and educating us about building brilliant minds and chromatic compositions. It's a mouthful for me.
It's a mouthful. I thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate it and appreciate what you do. And I've learned a lot from your other guests, so it's been very
Right.
nice.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to the podcast and thanks for being a guest on the podcast. And anytime you want to just kind of update the community on things that you've got going on, this format is always open to you. So um, great talking to you today. Thanks for spending time with us. And for the rest of you out there listening to this podcast, we are the Good Neighbor Podcast. So until next time, everybody, please be good to your neighbor. So long, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Union. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpunion.com. That's gnpunion.com, or call us at 859-651-8330.